35,000 views in 2 days, 50,000, 100,000, and today, that TikTok video is sitting at over 250,000 views. And listen, on paper, that's exciting. It sounds like a win, but let me be honest. I was stunned. I was shocked. Whatever word you want to use, that was me. Welcome to Your Audience is Waiting, the show where we turn your vision into visibility and your content into customers. I'm your host, Alicia Everett, and if you've ever felt like you're doing all the things online, but still not seeing the growth or engagement you deserve, you're in the right place because your audience is already out there. They want to hear from you, and together, we're going to make sure they do. So let's dive in. $35,000 views in 2 days, 50,000, 100,000, and today, that TikTok video is sitting at over 250,000 views. And listen, on paper, that's exciting. It sounds like a win, but let me be honest. I was stunned. I was shocked. Whatever word you want to use, that was me. I was excited, sure, but right behind that excitement was this question. Can I do this again? Was that a fluke? Do I even want to do this again? Because the video that went viral, it wasn't aligned with what I do. It was about finding a family-friendly resort in Myrtle Beach. Just a quick little review I shared from a fun trip with my family. That's it. No deep planning, no strategy, no funnel behind it, just a moment. And here's the kicker. I'm not a travel blogger. I'm not a family lifestyle creator. I do share about my family, but it's not my main content pillar. So yes, I got the views, the visibility, but I also got a ton of followers who are never going to buy from me, never going to engage with my business content, and never going to become aligned leads. They came for beaches and vacation hacks. I'm here for business owners and intentional content strategy. Big difference. And I bet you've done it too. Using a trending sound or a viral template thinking, it's trending, so I should do it too. It feels harmless in the moment, but here's what I've learned the hard way. Visibility without alignment is just noise. And the more noise we make without direction, the more we confuse the people we actually want to reach. That moment was a turning point for me, and it leads perfectly into the first core lesson I want to unpack today. The trap of trend chasing. It's so easy to fall into the trap of creating content just for reach, especially when it seems like everyone else is doing it. You see someone use a certain sound, for example, and they get 10,000 views overnight. And you think, well, maybe I should do that too. Been there. But here's the thing. Trendy content can often become performative, and performative content may get attention, but not traction. We chase vanity metrics like views, likes, shares, and sure, they give us that dopamine hit, but those metrics aren't always tied to business growth. So ask yourself, who is this post really for? Who am I trying to reach? What the purpose of this post? And how will I know if it's actually effective? I'll give you a real example. When I post a 1 to 2 minute talking head video with a clear educational focus, I might get fewer views, let's say 1,000 versus my average of 3,000. But guess what? I get 10x more saves. I get comments like, this is exactly what I needed. I get DMs. And that's because the content was aligned with what my ideal client was looking for. That's effectiveness. Now, if you're wondering why that intentionality matters so much, why we can't just make fun, random content all the time, let's zoom out and talk about your audience. What the customer journey actually is. And every person you're trying to reach, whether they're a client, a customer, or a collaboration partner, is on what we call the customer journey. And this journey has 5 key stages: awareness, consideration, conversion, retention, and advocacy, in that order. So let me break down each one really quickly. For awareness, that gives us top of funnel action, right? They don't know who you are yet, but they're feeling the problem. They have an issue and they need help finding a solution, but they have no idea you exist. So you need to create content for people who are looking for you. But once they find you, now they move over into the consideration phase. Now they know you and they're curious. Can she help me? Can he help me? Can this product solve the problem that I have right now? They begin to do research about you. They begin to learn more about what you offer and they begin to ask themselves, can this actually help me solve my problem? And then if they've determined, yes, absolutely, this can help me solve my problem, then they move over into conversion. They are at the point where they're ready to give you their money. They're ready to swipe their credit card because they've determined that you can help them. And they've said yes to you. So now they're entering their credit card information. They've entered your ecosystem and they're like, yes, this is my guy. This is my girl. This is my product. And so they purchase from you. Now, that's not the end of the customer journey. That's really just the beginning, right? So after they've purchased from you, they move on into the next phase of retention. You want this person to come back to you over and over again, but you have to remember everyone is fighting for the awareness piece. Everyone is fighting for that top of funnel position so that they can move that customer down to conversion, retention, and loyalty, right? So once you have them in your ecosystem, you need to come up with a retention strategy. How are you going to keep them in your ecosystem? Well, you need to have a reason for them to come back. You need to nurture them. You need to provide value to them over time consistently so that they don't forget that you actually brought them value the first time they interacted with you. And there's a reason they bought your product or your service or your solution. After they've experienced being part of your ecosystem, they move on to advocacy. Think loyal fans, right? They're your raving fans telling their friends and family all about you, all about what you've done for them, the transition and the transformation that you've helped them accomplish. That's gold. We want them talking about you. We want them raving about you. So that's what the customer journey actually looks like. But when you're creating content, remember, I said you need to have a strategy. This is part of your strategy. So you have to ask yourself, am I creating content that meets my audience where they are? Or am I posting and creating content based on what's trending and hoping to catch a wide net? When your content is aligned with their journey, you stop guessing and you start guiding. And this is where strategy becomes your secret weapon. So lean in. We're going to dive into why strategy wins every time. When you post with a strategy, you're creating an experience that moves people forward, not just entertains them. Now, don't get me wrong. Trendy content does have its place, and sometimes it's fun and sometimes it works. But here's what I do want you to know and what I want you to hold on to. Trends are tactic. Strategy is your foundation. Strategy says, I know who I'm talking to, I know where they are in their journey, and I know where I'm leading them next. That's what creates conversions. So when you feel tempted to post something just because it might go viral, I challenge you to pause and ask, is this aligned with the person I want to serve? Is this building my brand or just building my numbers? And we don't want to pat numbers around here. We want intentional customers who are there on purpose. And if this is starting to feel like a lot, like, Alicia, how do I actually figure out what to post for each stage of the journey? Don't worry, I've got something for you. I created a free resource just for this. It's called the Customer Journey Map. I know, super creative, but I wanted it to be simple and straightforward. It's a customer journey map. It walks you step by step through the 5 stages I mentioned earlier, and it helps you figure out what kind of content aligns with each stage. So no more guessing, no more random reels, no more, this is what the guru said, post content just to post. We're not doing that. We're being very intentional so that we can speak directly to our audience. And this is where the business owner who's tired of hoping something sticks and ready to show up again with intentionality. And what I'll do is I'll link it in the show notes so you can grab it really quickly and you can get started on it. And if you're someone who already has content out there, but it feels scattered or inconsistent, here's a simple way to start tightening things up today. Okay, so this is a quick content audit. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to look at your last 5 posts, be it Twitter or Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, your website, blogs, wherever you're creating content. Look at your last 5 posts, and then you're going to identify what stage of the customer journey each one speaks to. And then you're going to ask yourself, is this leading people to the next step? Or am I just creating content for content's sake? When you do this regularly, you start seeing patterns. And more importantly, you start showing up with content that actually moves the needle. So let's have a quick recap of everything we just spoke about. Number one, going viral can feel amazing. I mean, who doesn't like all the saves and the shares and the likes and the comments and all the things? But if it's not aligned with your audience, it can stall your growth. Number two, vanity metrics are not the goal. Effectiveness is the goal. Number three, the customer journey is real and your content should meet your audience at every stage. Number four, strategy beats trends every single time. And number five, if you want help mapping that out, grab the customer journey map in the show notes. It's super simple and it's going to bring so much clarity to what it is that you've been doing or expose some things you've not been doing. So, your action step for today, do the 5-post audit, and you'll be amazed at what you find when you slow down and evaluate with intention. Hey, if today's episode gave you an aha moment, make sure you tag me, screenshot it with one takeaway. I love seeing what resonates and it helps more people find this message as well. Hey, let's make strategy the new trend. Until next time, your audience is waiting.